ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. I'm Karamaku.
And I'm Cody.
Oh my god.
What?
It's just Shams.
Oh yeah, we gotta deal with more of his nonsense.
Yeah.
I think I read this last time. Let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions.
Oh god.
Presented for your pleasure in 2 acts.
I'm good at my job.
Which, by the way, the current thing happening is a weird theater guy has been found dead. Sholmes is saying it's poisoned. What's his name? Gary Goodberry or whatever his name is now accusing Natsume of doing it.
Gary Goodberry? Did you forget his name?
Yeah.
Gregson.
That was close.
No, you weren't. We heard some truly astounding, great deductions from Mr. Sholmes in the past. No doubt this will be no exception. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time? We have drinks this time.
Yeah. So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Herlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1.
That's the name of the song. Look it up.
The game is afoot. Cause of death?
Death.
Aneurysm. Careful observation of the victim reveals to us that the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Is he smiling? Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Is that butter? Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate, which contains, you'll observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful, indubitably.
I'm dirty.
That's soap. Why is this soap set so purposefully upon the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact. Yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course! The fork reveals the answer.
Don't look at me. I'm only a part of this because he's forcing me.
I'm just here, dude.
Why are you looking at me and not Sholmes? He's the one who found nonsense.
It appears the young man's appetite was his undoing. What? Oh, okay.
You thought he was just boogieing on this guy's dead body.
Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he couldn't resist devouring the slippery feast. But London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. Sholmes... I don't even have words. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. Though personally I have a greater interest in the taste of foul candle wax, of course.
What? Do you have pica?
Do you eat candles? Do you have the same condition our cat has? Wow, it changed back to his normal outfit.
Yeah, no, they don't have a picture for his new outfit.
Okay. Yeah, our cat might have pica. Suicide or murder. Cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder?
Why'd you get extra twitchy with that question?
The audience will recall that death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? A single teacup suggests the answer.
Oh, that was quick!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly.
He did so, I think that was like 2 steps and he was like behind him.
Yeah, he just slid in on his fucking heelys. Sholmes would wear heelys.
Sholmes would wear heelys.
A careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Sometimes I imagine that when Sholmes is doing this, he's doing it like fucking Patrick when they were trying to find out who stole the pearl. Where he's like right in his fucking ear, he's like, I can almost taste it.
And he tries to look at Naruhodo, and Naruhodo
It zooms out, he has a Naruhodo popsicle.
Where'd you get that?
Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course.
Did you make it for that joke?
is the broken lock. Though forced open now at the time of the incident, this door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Alone with his inferior soup, from whence wafted an inferior scent. And with that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end, in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was well cleansed on its way to the hereafter. Is he saying that fumes from the soap killed him?
Don't know. I think he's saying the soap killed him. That's definitely what he's saying. But...
Sholmes, you're not a very clever person. Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction. Loser.
Would you like my autograph?
Well, that's too bad.
I can't write.
There's one thing,
You
Mr. Sholmes.
You sure you don't want me to read him? There's a ton of dudes here.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's just one thing, Mr. Sholmes.
You are disposed to identifying just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you?
Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have eaten soap?
It is quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. It is a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing.
How extraordinary.
In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past.
Of course you fucking have.
Yeah, really not surprising.
You've eaten it, you mean.
My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut. I don't remember if it's Japanese medicine or what, but there's like some Asian medicine where they like eat ginseng because they say it tastes like guts, which means it must be good for your gut health.
What?
Like, ginseng is a type of root,
Yeah?
and apparently they say it tastes like a stomach, like it tastes like animal stomach.
Oh.
So they're like, oh, it must be good for your stomach.
Okay, that's logic.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
guess
and did it?
As I writhed in agony on the floor and spilt the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did. Is that soap made of activated charcoal?
I think he was puking, so it cleared its stomach. It did.
It did its job. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it.
Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did.
Yeah, it melts your cells.
What?
Did you not know that?
No!
Yeah, like the whole reason that the Tide Pod challenge was so dangerous is because soap literally melts your cells.
Oh, I thought it was because detergent does that, because it's concentrated soap.
Yeah, same thing. Dish soap will do the same thing. Like if I drink a bottle of Dawn, my throat's gonna melt.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's something that troubles me as well, actually. Oh, what is it? It's Mr. Natsume. That's his voice for the entire episode now.
Yeah, every time he talks, he's like, blah, 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 blah.
I couldn't help noticing him shuddering and quivering out of the corner of his eye, my eye. Almost as if Mr. Shum's deductions touched a nerve somehow.
Nonsense!
Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last. I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective's deduction may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth. Yes, Mr. Shum's observation and deductions are sometimes a little too sharp. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it in at an obtuse angle. When he does that, it falls on us to straighten things out. I don't know why you're acting like I'm gonna cut that out.
Well, you should. We're professionals, damn it.
No, we're not. We're not getting paid.
Still should act like a professional. Alright then, let's see what we can do.
Yes, we must pick out the keywords in Mr. Sholmes' Mr. Sholmes' quite brilliant deduction,
Damn it, you're back on it.
and discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we could do that, I'm sure we'll arrive at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place.
In that case, are you ready for a second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtains rise. For Sherlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1.
Day 1.
Yeah, I don't think his hand changes position.
Okay.
Alright. I'm
Okay,
gonna assume it was like poison tea.
We don't need to read that again, right?
I don't think so. We should know everything.
We literally just went through this. I can't
We just gotta
skip
get to
through
the
it.
stuff we gotta focus on.
I can't skip through it because they count this as new dialogue.
Yeah. Do we gotta go through it all?
Oh my god, are they making us go through it all?
That's what it really feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Dude, let me add
Can
some
we
of this.
do things?
Fork.
Okay, yeah, here it is.
He's
Jesus.
just looking at me.
I'll fuck you up.
Apparently he can kick a door down, so...
Well, you can't deny that a fork implies the man was eating something, or about to eat something.
Yes, that's true. If I were to decide to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than to attempt it with chopsticks.
You can pick up a bar of soap with some fucking chopsticks. That's some skill.
I'd imagine she could.
Probably.
With some dedication, she could.
She's got some powerful wrists. And of course, only half of the bar is left on the plate.
He got fairly well into that soap. But might there not be some other explanation? Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soap? Oh, you mean like how the other half is on the floor? Like on the front of the table where Sholmes is standing?
Blocking it. Sorry.
Yeah, that you mean, right? The other half of the soap?
Look, there's more soap on the floor here. Mr. Shamspeare must have really loved the stuff.
Yeah. Let's not jump to conclusions, Mr. Naruhodo. Look closely at the soap. Do you see... do you see that it would fit perfectly to you? No, it won't. No, it won't. That's not the shape.
What
Don't
is-
lie to me. Do you see that it would fit perfectly with the half on the table?
How can that be?
I think they are two halves of the same bar that broke apart. No, they
No,
don't.
they fit together.
Ah, fuck. Okay. That's a really sharp bar. What the fuck?
So, what are we supposed to do?
Take that!
Take that, you stupid idiot.
That's what we're supposed to do. I like how he's just staring at us.
Mean mugging you. I forgot about his little mouse.
Could it... Sorry.
Could it be that the man was about to eat it?
That's-
Of course, the other piece of soap reveals the answer.
That's Sholmes' voice.
Shut up. It being the other half of the soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap at all.
That's what I said in the first place. Yep, that's my idea.
It's obvious, really, for no depth of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soap.
Bitch. He looks like he wants to punch him.
Squeakers, get him!
Squeakers.
Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite.
But that begs the question of how the man was poisoned, because there's no sign of any food on the table.
There's tea.
That's not food, that's a drink. Don't know!
An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answers we seek. For London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison. The tainted contents of that plate.
That
Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument, then.
still ate some of the soap. Perhaps he's struggling. Perhaps he's suggesting the man licked the soap rather than ate it.
I wouldn't kill you.
Oh, this is really powerful poison.
If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it.
Thank you.
There are no signs of any food in this room at all. Just very obvious signs of tea.
It's not food.
And you can't poison tea.
Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, is it?
You're right. Slurs. I think you had to go with the teacup.
Yeah, but I wanted to see if something would come up for the stain. I know it's the teacup. Wait. Okay.
Damn, look at those shoes. Yes, a Western vessel for the serving of infusions of dried tea leaves.
You see, in the East, we just use our minds.
Just say it's a teacup.
It's a teacup, Mr. Naruhodo. We all, as you well know, stop putting on airs.
Just telling him to shut the fuck up.
Pretty much, and it's empty.
So we've already established that the victim wasn't eating soap when he died.
Imagine he was actually suggesting that in the East they just use their minds to drink tea.
Wah, 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 wah. They just drink it straight from the pot.
Our cups are bigger.
However,
Everything's bigger in the East.
there's significant evidence to suggest that he was drinking tea.
My thoughts exactly.
So maybe shut the hell up.
Take that!
Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the teacup.
Indeed, cups have been the vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over the centuries. And it would appear that this victim drank every last drop.
There's no sign of food anywhere in the room.
Which leads to the immutable conclusion. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup. I guess he's still gonna want to debate if it's suicide or murder, huh?
Yeah. He could poison his own teacup.
He could. The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that... Oh, fuck.
I don't think you need to read it again.
Ah, shit, you're right.
Ah,
Why'd you
shit.
let me?
Nope. There he goes. He's saying something different now.
The Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily in our deductions so far.
Now, remember, Cody, this is Britain, and thus drinking cold tea is a sin.
If that's a sin, then I'm going straight to hell.
Tea is meant to be hot.
Tea is meant to be drank however you want it. However, we live in the South, where it's too fucking hot to drink anything warm.
You're a coward. You can't enjoy hot drinks in the summer.
It's 105 degrees!
And that sounds like a challenge.
Oh my god, my head hurts.
You gonna go take something real quick?
No.
Okay, we got stuff in here.
I know.
Anyway.
That's what I didn't want to do.
Hey, you didn't want to do this, but yet you still, like, didn't take anything beforehand?
I thought it would go away.
Yes, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shamspeare was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that, but what troubles me is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it.
There's more to this deduction than it seems.
We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for more clues. Please take something. Take it now. I'm going to hate you. I'm going to hate you because I love you. Wait a second.
What? Oh, hey, Sholmes.
Sholmes.
Buddy.
Sholmes.
Did you not look?
Take that!
Oops. I should have read that. Oh well.
Yeah,
It's
well, you
fine.
got it.
Did the man dine and die alone? The other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were 2 teacups in the room all along, and we just didn't see it because we all walked on the right side of the table. In other words, there's a strong indication that at the victim's Last Supper, there was a guest present. You got this.
At the very least, we can say now with certainty that somebody else was here in this room last night, talking tea with the victim. What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable.
No, the joke's staying in the other video. We're not saying it.
I wasn't going to.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Fucking nerd. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. In which case, what more can we deduce you?
In which case, what more can we deduce about this possible guess at the table?
However, my knees hurt from how often I jump to conclusions. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow.
His handkerchief went behind the word box, but it looked like he has ham in his pocket.
All right, man.
Do you mean to say you know who exactly was in this room at the time of the victim's death?
Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going now.
I'm afraid it's too late to go back to the halcyon days of eating too much soap.
The identity of the guest who was here last night when the victim passed away is something that I have a very bad feeling about.
Well, you can try to ignore your feelings, but we cannot ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
No, I suppose not. Time to look around again.
Why didn't you just stick with the soap theory, Mr. Naruhodo? We could have gone home by now.
It would have been way easier on us.
I'm pretty sure Iris has bacon waiting for us, and I'm Japanese. We don't get that.
Could it be the empty bottle?
I don't know. It's empty.
Empty of liquid, but full of air.
That's it. Air killed him, and then I smack him.
The poison gas that they stored in the bottle.
No, it's not.
It's not?
It's not.
Okay, thank God. I was gonna say, if they tried to Looney Tunes this shit.
Oh, we Goomba stomped the president. Anyway.
That makes you think, doesn't it?
It makes me think you're full of... that you're full of hot air. Ba-da-bow, ba-da-bow. We should be thinking about who else was in the room at the time.
Bother. Susato-san's quip and response was cleverer than my original riddle. You're really fucking dumb.
Pile of books.
Probably the glasses.
Pile of books.
At first glance, it seems the only thing in this room are the makeshift stage and costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially.
I wonder what they are. Let's see. The titles read... The picture of... fuck.
Monsieur Lecoq. Canterbury Yearnings.
Canterbury Yearnings and...
A Meal for Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Or Gaborio.
Gaborio. Fuck you.
It's a French name. It's weird.
Wait. I'm sure we've heard those titles before. It could just be an incredible coincidence, but... They're exactly the same 3 books Mr. Natsume purchased the other day.
What? Yes. On the day of the unfortunate incident when Miss Green was stabbed.
Mr. Green, she had a mustache at the time, but the knife also took that from her.
Soseki-san had just been up to a bookshop and bought them. That's right.
And now those three titles are here in the room of the victim.
Yeah, Mr. Natsume claims never to have been here before. What? What does this mean? What do you think?
I really don't know what to make of it.
Loser.
You're a loser. Pile of familiar books.
Take that!
Oh, okay.
Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books.
Quite so. It's no mere coincidence that these 3 titles are hidden in this room. It's the link to the truth.
Mr. Natsume, you purchased these books 4 days ago at the secondhand bookshop.
That's just a coincidence. In that case, you'll be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. I'm very tired. No, never, non-negotiable.
Prices are just too low. If you can't bring...
Here at my used car lot where I hired Odin.
Oh my god, what's this fucking super crazy inflatable wavy arm?
The wacky waving inflatable arm filling tube man?
Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these books are in fact yours. Please don't let me go back to prison. Oh, I like this part. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. So you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that.
In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. A lot of poses this guy does. Jesus Christ.
He boogied home.
That's just how he walks. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey.
I took his soul.
Okay. In other words, there's only one possible conclusion.
He's got a really shitty Hakai where he takes the soul but not the body.
Vaporizes your soul, but the body's fine.
Oh my god, anyway.
The victim died here in this room last night as a result of poisoning.
And that same night, the victim had a visitor.
And that visitor...
Oh my god, that looks like one of those, like, sitcom... you know what I mean? It looks like one of those sitcom looks.
Yeah.
Was you, Mr. Natsume.
No.
Fuck!
Thus concludes the final act of Airlock Sholmes' great deduction.
I'm going to jail forever.
Oh man, I'm really... He did it. He did it. He did it.
He was a,
You shouldn't have done this in front of the racist.
you know, we just protected you in court. We're still gonna charge you for the first case, but, you know.
Now our rates have doubled. Not again, not again, not again. Not again! Well then, Mr. Natsume.
Hey, listen, I know we just incriminated you for the crime, but you look like you need a lawyer.
You'll be fine, you'll be fine. You're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard again. But wait.
Don't worry, I'll be real gentle-like. And he picks him up bridal style and kisses him on the cheek.
He looks down, the cuff's already on him.
How'd you do that?
You're very skilled with your hands. Hold your horses!
Nope, they can't be held. And then, like, a horse runs through the room.
Yes. Door, key, locked, entry, exit, entirely impossible.
Okay, not all of those had the same starting letter, but good try.
He did his best.
He's so flustered. He's being even stranger than normal.
What? You think it's an alibi? You could have just made a copy.
What? He copied the door.
You live in the same building after all. You'd have had plenty of opportunities, I'm sure. But misery me! Sorry, sir. You'll get your chance to give your side of the story later. The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Moustache.
I did good. I deserve a cookie.
You horrible Airlock Sholmes!
He really found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he?
Oh, God.
What?
No, then I'm so hot and tired.
Is it that hot?
I'm pretty warm.
Are you sick
And I'm
again?
also... What?
Are you sick again?
No!
You were in the rain all day.
It's just hot in here. Plus, I'm like at that stage of tiring where I'm starting to doze off in between my turns to read.
Oh no, Trey!
I know, that's what I'm scared of. Come on now, no dilly-dallying. Outside, there's a carriage waiting. Locum student Naruhodo Esquire. I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but you have to help me, please, please! I'm innocent.
Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it.
One more thing.
I hate you for helping Sholmes incriminate me.
Oh, yes?
Yes, that's me. There's a lot of dudes in this room.
Alright. My poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me.
His Brexit. That hasn't happened yet. You're a few... I think you're like a century too soon.
Couple. A little bit. Roundabout.
Something like that.
And so...
His evil curse still apparently unbroken. So Seki-san found himself once again the prime suspect of a murder case. Nope, don't. You got this. Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective.
My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you.
I'm not taking it this time.
You stupid idiot.
Wait, I think they're gone.
Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson is no longer here. We can examine the crime scene in more detail now.
Yes, that's right. And of course...
What?
Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Shamspeare.
Yeah, Mr. John Garadeb, yes.
I expected, thank you for trying to speak, but if that's my line, I expected we could find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual. Oh, he's on the top floor? Okay.
Right. We must remember to go talk to him later, then.
Are you struggling?
No, I'm fine.
I just looked over at you and you're just blank-faced. So, do I need to leave?
I would try to examine, since you couldn't do that before.
Okay. What do you want to look at first?
Look at that thing on the wall.
This thing?
Yeah, sure. And here we have another disproportionately large machine. Like a meter of some kind.
Ah, this is a gas meter, I think. It seems that in this district, residents pay for gas as they use it with coins.
I see. Yes, now that you've pointed it out, I think I remember you telling me about this.
Oh yeah, this thing fucking sucks. Like you're gonna see how long this thing works, and you're like gonna be like, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
I can see that there's a slot just here that looks like it would take a coin. So you mean if you put a coin in here...
That's right. That would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lighting and heat.
Wow, that's no time at all.
Right? This thing fucking sucks.
So if you were a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold?
Yes, or if you were a scatterbrain with no charge because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank.
Thank goodness there's no meter in our office.
The train's loud.
That's very train.
Anyway, let's see.
The button.
Oh, what button?
This is a gas wall light, isn't it? Must be connected to a gas pipe in the wall.
Gas lights and a gas stove. London really is a city of gas.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Mr. and Miss Garadeb had an open fire on the top floor, didn't they?
Aren't they worried about that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there.
Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. So much cozier.
Wow, that was short dialogue. Anyway.
That was useless.
What else should I look at? Probably this thing.
You scoot like 3 inches to the left.
This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think it is. Isn't it?
Where's the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances?
I don't think you could say Shakespeare.
We don't have the rights.
We don't have the rights. Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office.
What?
You good?
Yes.
I'm
just tired.
I know, but it's so cute that you're just drifting in and out.
Christmas is fun.
Then you could practice your art every single day.
Nothing would make me worse happy. I'll think about it if you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge.
Well, if that would help you achieve your goal.
Weird. This I have to see.
I wish they had a model later on that, like, was just her in a beard, but nah.
Like shittily photoshopped onto her.
Let's look at the teacup.
Yeah, I think at this point we should actually look at the body.
I don't want to. One of the teacups that Mr. Shamspeare and his guests drank from last night. But don't go drinking from them, Mr. Naruhodo. That's bitter. That's bitter poison inside.
I'm not planning to drink any, don't worry. Anyway, the cups are both empty.
Okay, listen. She has a reason to be saying this to you. Remember the first game when you got that sparkling water and you're like, oh my god, I'm so parched.
Yeah. And then the racist just smashed that bottle.
Yeah. But she's dead now, and thus Cody is happy justice was served.
I am. I'm very happy she's gone.
That's true. So, one of Mr. Shamspeare's and the other... one is Mr. Shamspeare's, and the other must be the cup that Mr. Natsume was drinking from.
But Seki-san was poisoned, of course. Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail later.
I'm taking these.
They're mine now. See, the costume or the body itself?
Okay. Look at these.
Look at these extravagant, bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room with its grim, shady goings-on.
This one looks like a king's attire.
King? Well, he's dreamt of being king.
Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord. Yeah?
Yeah?
Oh god.
A daimyo or such like.
Yeah,
A daimyo. Chonmag.
that's you.
Oh, right. With a chonmag top knot? Every Japanese man wishes he had a chonmag. Mage? Chon mage?
John Mage? Oh, you look wonderful with one. And you already have a sword.
Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a chonmage and a sword?
That'd be hilarious.
People would notice you.
Oh, there's stuff here.
Looks like just
Wait,
props.
wait.
Oh.
What's this?
Looks like part of an envelope, I think.
Yes, I think you may be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened.
Is that significant?
No! And then she throws it away.
I just felt like mentioning it.
Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps. When you look around the room, there's no sign of a letter, or the rest of the envelope, in fact, is there.
Yeah, she's right.
And yet, we have the torn off end of an envelope. It just strikes me as unusual.
I agree. We better take this, just in case.
There we go. Can I...
Wow, you have 2 whole objects now.
Okay, I'll look at the body. Fine, I'll look at him. Oh, the poor man. So young to die. Do you suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was?
Probably. I don't know. All I can do is hope that he'll be reborn to a better life.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I wonder. Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer would help a British soul?
Do gods see race? Sorry?
No, I think it's more nationality. Because it's like, I don't know.
That's race.
Race, nationality, it's both.
It's both.
It's both.
Mostly race.
Mostly race. I made sure I had a reference at the ready for such an occasion as this, actually.
Why?
This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed, the British Way.
You kick him in a hole and say, good funeral, isn't it?
I'll just reread it now. One moment.
There's quite a spine on that book, isn't there? Cool, she's gonna be distracted for the next 20 minutes.
What did I miss? What am I missing
The
here?
bookshelf?
You might be the bookshelf. bookshelf, you're right. Here we go. There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just the wine glass and bottles. And both of them are cracked.
Yes. Not much use, are they? What's the matter?
Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all.
What, the gay guy?
Yeah, let's leave that as that. Yes, he's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was just thinking it's a waste, and that he should donate some to the needy.
Oh no, it's a crazy waste. You can suggest it next time we meet.
Okay, I think we have to leave at this point.
Alright, at least give it a shot. Because if you're not supposed to, somebody will... Oh, hey.
Prior Road, Gyarados. We gotta go here. Ah! They're back! And then he punches me.
Pulls out a shotgun.
Now, here we are again. His wife isn't gonna be here, and that's so funny. The eccentric landlord's
Finally ditched the old ball and chain.
God, he's gonna sleep around with people. He's gonna reveal that he was cheating on her. that lipstick in the book was from someone else.
God.
We're here because Mr. Gyarados the one who discovered the incident this morning. Don't forget.
Jolly good. Ah, you chaps, eh?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Huh.
You got this.
Oh, I'm really tired.
20 minutes left.
Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday.
It was quite a trial. As much for Mr. Gyarados as anyone, really.
Came straight back here after all that business at the Bailey yesterday.
Thank you.
Didn't expect to wake up to more bally nonsense this morning.
I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened, Mr. Gyarados.
Yes, what the fuck happened to his jaw?
Maybe he got punched.
It glitched for a second.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
I suppose you'd all like to know about that dead loss of an actor chap on the ground floor room.
Those are exactly Inspector Gregson's words. Weren't they?
Just made that shit disappear.
I
You didn't need
cast
to stand
banish-
up for this either.
I cast banishment. Anyway, we gotta talk to him.
Should be back in a minute.
I won't be there to catch it. It must have been a real shock for you this morning. I hear you discovered what had happened.
Yeah, well, the hoopless actor chap raises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. At 5:30 this morning, he still hadn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door. No bully answer.
And that's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door.
Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course.
Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour.
Oh, the Hinterkaifeck murders just happened, so we're all kind of on edge.
Oh, sorry, the what?
The Hinterkaifecks. I told you about it. It was like when a German family was like murdered, and there was evidence that suggested that the killer was like living in their house for like 4 days afterwards.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yeah, I've told you the story. It's a crazy story.
That's very true, Mr. Naruhodo. If 30 minutes oversleeping warranted such behavior, I'd have to kick your door down every morning.
You shut the hell up. Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that.
Is it just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now all of a sudden? I'm good.
What happened?
I was just thinking, like, how dare you avoid our gaze? You better look at them.
They're people now.
They're people. Not now, but in the future. Except that it's a sorry situation indeed that you found on the far side of the door. The victim's name is Mr. Shamspeare, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, William Shamspeare. The ground floor room 3 months ago now.
And how would you describe him?
Oh, well, you know, in a word, destitute.
Destitute?
Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature in that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a bully screw loose.
It's so hard to choose which category Saseki would fall into. Mr. Naruhodo, that's a little rude.
He was doing research as well.
Research? Into what?
Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare.
Oh, we can say that. Okay.
Hey, you just said it twice. Hopefully it doesn't cost him 40 million every time. But if you have plays in the old bard myself, you know. Romeo and Hamlet and all that.
Romeo getting together with Hamlet.
I really hope that that's this universe's version.
Yes, William Shakespeare
Sorry.
is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author.
What about the dwarf?
What?
Iris.
Who? He's known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and many of his works have already been translated. Seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. Someone was too heavy-handed there. Is that what that said?
Yeah?
Yeah. There were a lot of costumes in the victim's room, actually, weren't there? Of course, Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. I imagine he and Shamspeare would have had much in common. Wait.
Wait a minute. Shakespeare interpretation disagreement. Least shocking murder? Let's hope it's not that bad.
Cool. I can read your mind. Naruhodo, really, how rude. Oh, she is reading our mind.
How was I supposed to know? Look at that thing.
Did you call her a thing? After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back here, I believe, didn't you? Yeah, to this place where you used to have a wife. Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning?
Nope. Well, now, it must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. Snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember. It was completely dark already.
We go outside, it's like, I made a snow angel. It was rather fun, and we go outside and there's like a snow angel with his crescent moon head.
I was gonna say you go outside and look, and it's just the body. You could not do the arms. That failed actor chap was out at the time.
Mr. Garrett noticed there was no lights from this room, or something, I suppose.
Wouldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I just sat in front of the fire up here. It was after 8 before Shakespeare got back.
Shamspeare.
As the chap was put up until past 1 in the morning, I'll have you know.
Why were you up that late?
Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark here.
Well, thank you. That was very illuminating. Get it? Is everything alright, Mrs. Sato? Well, I was just thinking it's a little strange, that's all. Mr. Garadeb, you were up here in your room all evening, if I've understood correctly.
Not a big fan of the stairs, or this blasted leg.
Falling down the stairs every time he needs to get down. Then, how is it that you seem to know? The precise movements of your tenant on the ground floor, I mean. Oh, that's spasm. That's a very good point. Can't imagine that you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. Does this old man like to spy on his tenants? Is that it?
That's his own weird pervert thing.
It's like, don't kink shame me!
Say, I know what you're thinking. It's a bully outrage. I'm ex-military, don't you know?
I like to imagine he just thinks really loud.
He thinks out loud. I don't go around spying on my tenants. Why would I?
Then how did you know, Mr. Garadeb?
It's the gas, woman. The gas tells me everything.
The gas? Speaking gas.
Okay, yeah.
We got 10 minutes.
I think we got no time.
What on earth do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything?
Well, as you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes.
Yes, I'd more or less worked that out. Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe to the gas main outside. The gas company supplies gas to properties via the main. Yes, I understand that too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah? Really now?
Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up there. What do you suppose would happen?
Well, obviously the room would get brighter.
Exactly. But at the same time, the lights in all the other rooms of the house would dim for a moment.
What? They dim? Why? Perhaps it's because when you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual. And that reduces the amount of gas in the pipes for the other lamps that are connected to it. That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily. Mightn't it? That's
stupid.
I know, but that's like one of those contractions that no one uses anymore. Yes, of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe. So that's supposed to happen though? Is that supposed to happen though? It sounds rather undesirable.
Jolly good point. The fact is, the gas company pipes in these ports are barely got any gas in them to start with. Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguishing the lamps up here, and they glow brighter in the rest of the house.
Ah, right, I see. So by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening everywhere else.
You've got it.
Thank you. Oh, of course. Because when people come back home in the evening, and before they go to sleep at night, that's when they're guaranteed to do, what they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps or fires. Clever.
Point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amounts of gas. By watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house.
Gosh, that's fascinating, Mr. Garadeb. Absolutely fascinating.
That's better than Sholmes. Oh, well, nothing to it, really.
I think everyone is better than Sholmes at being a fucking detective.
Yeah.
And I can't really see that it's going to help. And I can't really see that it's going to help us with this case either. Shut up!
I don't know that.
What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garadeb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity. Well, too bad we can't ask him. Let's get out of here.
You want to keep going?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Because I was going to say, this feels like a good stop point.
I feel we need to spend a little more time investigating here.
Okay, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good.
Oh, God. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, what the fuck?
What is that?
Hang on. Those. Oh, it's this.
Yeah, it's the window.
As we've seen from the outside, the window is completely bricked up. A vestige of a former window tax that Britain had to pay.
What strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. Are you making people pay for the number of windows they had on a property? It's extraordinary. Next thing you know, you need a license to have a TV.
What's a TV? It's heartbreaking to think that that the poor having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. Oh,
What is it, Mr. Sato?
if you look closely, a number of bricks are loose.
Oh, shit.
Ah, more soap!
Oh, yes, looks as though an amateur has broken out a few of them just here.
An amateur, you jackass. Making fun of the dead.
Is there Shamspeare who did it? I wonder. Being a lodger renting this room.
Look at this, Mr. Naruhodo. On the outside, there's a little ledge. And there's something on it.
What, outside?
It's so cold outside. You can feel it through this gap.
It did snow all last night. It would be cold. But more importantly, what is it on the ledge out there? What are those snow-covered lumps?
It's more bars of soap.
Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window?
I have no idea.
I was a dirty boy.
I like my soap cold. But the pair of them look rather charming like that. Look at them, two little gentlemen.
Still, it's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soap lined up outside the window? I think perhaps we should take one. There are two, after all.
Oh dear, I suppose we could. Oh, what's this? Look at this soap. Ah. Do you see in the middle there? There's a patch that's a different color. It's sort of transparent, but some sort of fancy design, I suppose. Only in Great Britain. But about it looks like the god.
Hinamura.
Hinamura?
Hinamura.
Yeah, flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful.
Or it's Hinamaru.
I don't know. I don't want to say it wrong. It's probably a very expensive brand.
Expensive? Then what's it doing in this ramshackle old room?
Well, he has his priorities. It's like that post I saw where this guy was spending like $3,000 on candles or some shit.
You might just have a weird hobby. Yeah, bar soap.
Bar soap. Finally!
What happened? Who is this?
Gregson?
Looks like you're having a good snoop around, eh?
Unless this is what's-his-face. Oh, no, it's Gregson. Inspector Gregson, back so soon? I didn't touch anything. And I have like 2 bars of soap in my hands.
After I threw that little Japanese fella in the clink, I went and reported this to the investigation division.
You know, he looked like he belonged in there. Not to be racist or anything.
They looked at home. In 5 minutes' time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard.
Oh, I see. Well, we better be leaving then. Poor Mr. Natsume must be feeling very low being back in the cell again so soon. I'm sure we should probably go and...
Hey, he's not dead.
Hey, we can call off the investigation.
We're good,
up.
we're fine.
He's up. He's okay. What's wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player. What the fuck?
Oh, by the way, this character has the most, like, animations of anyone in this game series.
Sounds about right. That struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
Goodbye.
Now, how soundeth the next part?
Line.
It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
He really did just say line, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Indeed, oh happy day. Jesus.
Oh my god, what is that called? A death drop?
Yeah.
Wait. Walking Dead!
He starts like doing a prayer. He pulls out the fucking crucifix from that one episode of Pokemon.
Carl!
The fella isn't dead at all. Did no one check?
Did you not check? You were the one here! Right? There was no other cops here before.
Yeah, he was the only person.
What was that nonsense he was saying, though? You uncultured swine, that was Shakespeare! I think, yes, it's from William Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Hey, I thought it was Macbeth.
A soliloquy?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Act 5, Scene 5. Shakespeare. I don't like the guy.
Shakespeare. Next is gonna be Still Sword.
So it was. the victim, William Shamspeare, came back to life. If the man had indeed been poisoned, it's transparent. Stop it. It transpired that it hadn't killed him.
Not yet.
Not yet. He was taken by emergency carriage to the nearby hospital for treatment.
Ha 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 ha.
Shut up!
ha,
Shut
ha.
up! Shut up! And Inspector Gregson evicted us from the scene of the crime, whatever that now was. We're done.
Oh, fuck, really?
Hey!
Hey, it's Popeye.
Hey! Hey, you!
Spinach in the
Pocket spinach!
Get it. I smoke and what I smoke and that's all that I smoke.
Smoke, kids!
It's cool.
Was he one of those cartoons that encouraged smoking?
No,
Oh, okay.
not really. Old school Popeye was funny.
You know why I asked, though.
Yeah. I saw a video where they had like an AI Joe Rogan voice narrating a Popeye video.
We gotta go.
Yeah. I'm not doing good.
Okay, come on. We gotta
All
end
right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Greatest Attorney. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.